Hello and welcome to Ferris Sports Update. I'm your host, Rob Bentley, and thanks for tuning in. On today's show, we'll update you on Ferris State football, hockey, and soccer, all with big wins this past week. But first, we'll look back at the Ferris State men's basketball squad as they had a special opportunity to take on the Duke Blue Devils at historic Cameron Indoor Stadium this past Saturday. Once-in-a-lifetime experience for the Bulldogs, who posted a 132-48 defeat, led by Taylor Adway on the Ferris State side with 12 points in the contest, but an experience that the Bulldogs will remember for a long time as they get ready for their season opener this weekend at the Small College Basketball Hall of Fame Classic. We'll talk first, though, with Bulldog Football, and joined now by assistant coach Tesfa Smith. And Coach, first of all, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me again, Rob. Appreciate it.
Obviously, congratulations on another win this past weekend. The Bulldogs 9-0 and clinched at least a share of the GLIAC championship with a hard-fought 38-28 win over Wayne State.
Important thing is we got the win. We came out fairly healthy and have an opportunity to play another game and do something special. So we're excited to be in the position we're in right now.
Before we get to some of the highlights, Wayne State was a team that maybe not by the record would indicate that they were a competitive football team, but certainly they were coming in off a big win and their offense was playing well.
Well, going into the game, we knew, their best part of their offense was their offensive line and their running backs, and we knew that they were going to try to run the ball a little bit, and they had a speedy guy that can stretch the field a little bit, and we knew they were going to try to throw deep. So, our goal was to try to neutralize the run and try to limit them in their passing game, and it was tough at times, but ultimately we were able to make enough stops and get the ball back to our offense, and, kudos to Coach Anise and his offensive staff and the offense, because they've never missed a beat in that game. They just went and rolled those guys and were able to, come away with the W.
As we go to the highlights here, nice to be back at home after a long stretch on the road for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it's great to be back. It's the first time we've been back since September, so it was good to be home and play in front of a good crowd. And we had some guys that sit out, but offensively, guys really stepped up and played. So it was good to see that.
Obviously got off to a great start with that early score by Dion Earls, but Wayne State comes right back, and you mentioned the offense, long throw here that they made a nice play to tie it up.
Well, we knew they were going to try to stretch the field with that, and our hope was to kind of do a better job defending that. Unfortunately, we didn't, but again, we made enough stops to get the ball back to our offense, and felt really good coming out. So.
Kicked a field goal to take a 10-7 lead, but Wayne State here offensively again making some plays here both on the ground and through the air.
Yeah, it was just one of those things where we thought we needed to get to the quarterback to make him uncomfortable, and we got to do a better job up front of doing that. I thought if we could have done that, maybe would have made a difference in some of those passing plays. But ultimately, we were able to neutralize the run a little bit. Despite the fact they tried to run the ball a lot, I thought we kind of had it in check. So.
Here a big run after Wayne State scored. J. Rue Campbell with a 57-yard touchdown run and continues to perform well at the quarterback position.
Makes it incredibly hard to defend our offense with him at the quarterback spot. Guys are going down, and he just makes everyone else better around him. So guys stepped up, made plays that normally didn't all week. So it was fun to see that. So
big play here right before halftime as you had a chance to take the lead at the break, and Dion Earls with another touchdown.
Huge stop for us right before halftime to get the ball back to our offense and, score quick right before halftime and take that lead. So that's probably one of the difference in the game.
Here in the third quarter, Wayne State with an early score about midway through was they regained the lead, but from that point forward, you were really able to hold them in check a little bit.
Yeah, they got down there. It was a questionable call at the end, but ultimately, our offense did miss a beat. Their backs were against the wall, and they went back and scored real quick, which was huge. And then, we kind of, put the clamps down defensively, and were able to get off the field and not allow them to make any more big plays, not allow them to get them in the red zone and prevent some scores. And then, finally, we had a big forced down stop right here, and then we forced some turnovers. So it was huge.
Yeah, chance to take a two-score lead here as you had a 31-28 advantage, and you mentioned here the defense in the second half playing better football all the way around.
Yes, once we can get that two-score lead, we can kind of make them one-dimensional. They're going to throw the ball a lot, and if we can get to them, this we knew what to be the results were. Try to force some turnovers, and we were able to get one, and it kind of was the difference in the game. I mean, it still wasn't easy, but we still had to make some stops, but. We're able to choose some time off the clock and, really put them on their heels after that.
DeLon Stevenson, the interception, his fifth interception in the last 3 ball games. And then here the touchdown catch by Miles Jones, and nice to see him get into the end zone.
He's next man up. First Malik went down, and then Sy had to sit out, and you know, Malik just, Miles just waited for his opportunity and went out and made the play. So it's always great to see guys step up and they're put into those positions. So
38-28 the final, and as we mentioned, you clinch at least a share of the GLIAC championship, but I know that's not the ultimate goal, and certainly another big game coming up this Saturday.
Absolutely. So, you know, we got a tough one against Davenport coming up. Davenport's, you know, have really exceeded everyone's expectations this season, and it's a lot at stake. You know that Coach McEwen is going to have these guys ready to play because he coached here for such a long time. He played here. His son played here, and you know, AJ's the defensive coordinator. So, you know, they're going to be ready. This is going to be their Super Bowl for them. So, you know we have our hands full going into this game, and you know, as long as our guys come prepared to play, we like the matchups. We feel good about it.
Obviously, Davenport, a much improved football team, having a good season under Coach McEwen. What's it like having so many familiar faces, I guess, on the opposite staff?
It'll be fun. You know, it'll be fun to see Coach McEwen and his son AJ. We know that, you know, what they're going to do offensively is kind of similar to what we do offensively, and what they do defensively is what we used to do defensively. So it'll be a good test for them. You know, they've been playing some really good football, offensively and defensively. They got some good players, and you know, they're playing with a lot of confidence. So, like I said, it's going to be a good game, a tough game, but a game that, you know, I feel like if we're prepared to play, we'll feel real good about the outcome.
1 o'clock kickoff on Saturday. It'll be senior day, and obviously a big group of seniors, 13 seniors here playing their final regular season home game at least. Talk about what those guys have meant.
Man, it's unbelievable how time flies. It seems like just last year we lost a bunch of guys. I know 11 guys on defense, and then now we're turning around getting 13 guys. And these guys can walk out of here. We're probably the all-time winningest class to ever play football here at Ferris State. So a lot that they can, you know, move on to bigger and better things, and know that, you know, when they played here, they were one of the greatest, you know, classes to be here. So but we're not done yet. You know, we still got a lot of football to play, hopefully. So, while we want to honor them, we want them to understand that, you know, hopefully, you know, these are not the last days. So.
Final conference game this weekend, then a trip to William Jewell for a non-conference game. How important are these two games to kind of keep the momentum going as you get ready for postseason play?
Well, you know, with the selection committee and all that, there's no guarantees. So the only way you set yourself up in great position is to win every game that you're, presented with. So we feel like if we can do that, and we'll let the selection committee do their thing, and once you get in the playoffs, everyone is good. You know, so we like our chances if we can get in. So I think ultimately for us is just, you know, one game at a time, one quarter at a time. As long as we, you know, concentrate on the little things, we should be okay.
Well, Coach, thanks for being with us. Best of luck to the Bulldogs. 1 o'clock kickoff against Davenport this Saturday at Top Taggart Field.
Thanks, Rob.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.